Welcome, watch aficionados. I hope you're having a great Sunday out there. I've got a sunny Sunday here today, which is to be expected in the Middle East, but this week it's been absolutely pouring it. It's been chucking it down. It's been one of the weeks where I just love the fact that I drive a massive Japanese SUV, which I take off-roading, and it's got a snorkel, it's got everything. You know, I see a puddle, whatever, I'm going through it. I love it that way. For any new viewers to the channel that have clicked on some sort of thing in a title which they think they're going to get loads of info on, you will get info, but you're also going to get a bit of a story behind it, how it sort of fits into the real world, etc. I guess it depends where you are in the journey of your watch world. I think if you're on the early journey of your watch world, I don't think my channel is really for you. I think when you're in the latter or the middle or whatever, when it's getting interesting, confusing, then I think so. My channel might resonate with you guys. My Instagram handle is steelmoon_watches. Post some stuff there. Anyway, guys, what am I going to discuss today? I've just come back from a long dog walk. Had a nice breakfast today. Went for a buffet. An English buffet, like just the sausages, the bacon, beans, the hash browns, toast with butter. I mean, I love that stuff. Saying that, I've had a bit too much recently. I think recently I've gone on a bit to the salmon diet as well. So I've gone for omelette and salmon on the side with just one bit of toast. I just think that it sits better with me. Sometimes when you smash yourself up with a big buffet for the next 5-6 hours, your day's a bit of a write-off. Anyway, I've gone into that one. Guys, off the back of my last video where I discussed the Omega SMP, and it was like a mid 3-4 month update review, how I felt about it, how it slotted in, I thought I'd do the Bluesy. The Bluesy, for reference guys, this one is the 11 series. So this is the 116613LB Luggate. This is the watch which a few years ago, this sub, the 11 series, I would have called Luggate. I don't like the new subs, I've decided. I think they're great, they're good. I just think the clasp is just, what happened there? Like, what happened there with the clasp? I think the 11 series are a better watch. I think it will stand the test of time in terms of polishing better, just because the lugs are relatively big. There's just something about, I think the proportion's great. It's not perfect, the 11 series sub, but I think it wears better than the 12 series sub. So anyway, it's not a Submariner, so to speak, review, but just when I've gone on the forums and everything and what people are saying, just the 12 series subs are massive, like massive when you compare it to the pre-ceramics. It's just huge, just too big. I've got over a 7-inch wrist, and I think the new subs are just silly. All right, I've had the Bluesy. Oh my goodness. The doll's house in the background, that blue dial. I've had the Bluesy for about 3-4 months, similar to the Omega. I have no idea which one came first. I don't remember. I could find out, but it doesn't matter. The Bluesy is epic, like epic. It's so beautiful. For me, it's Rolex's most beautiful watch. Is it Rolex's most beautiful watch? Yeah, kind of. I mean, unless you go full gold or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I think it is. Like, it's just the way the gold and steel fuse and whatever it creates, and the blue and how it's all tied in. I think it's great. The Bluesy is way better than the black dial two-tone. The black dial two-tone for me is, well, it's just still black dial, isn't it? I think sometimes you need a difference in dial to appreciate everything else. Sort of like the Hulk, right? Compare the Hulk to the new Kermit, not Starbucks, to the new Kermit. The Hulk just looks more special because of the dial. It's got that dial thing, I don't know. All right, finally, let's share some feelings about the Bluesy, Mike. You're just going on one. This English breakfast has just messed you up. Yes, it has. Hence I got another coffee. The Bluesy, I was wrestling with myself a little bit in the beginning, admittedly, with the Bluesy. I did a video, I loved it. I compared it to gold watches. Are you ready for the Bluesy? Are you not ready for the Bluesy? Are you ready for gold? Etc, etc, etc. It was all there. Have you got enough grey hair for it? It's all here. It's all here. But there are some days where I just don't fancy wearing the Bluesy. I kind of want to, but it just, like today, for example. I just chucked this Bluesy on for this video. But in fact, I've been wearing the SD4K. I've been wearing the SD4K, but I'm doing the Bluesy video, so I'm going to wear the Bluesy. I was wearing the Bluesy the other day, so the time is still perfect. But there are some days where I think the Bluesy is like, it's not quite, in hand with what I want to wear. With gold watches, you can wear them with absolutely anything. It doesn't matter. It's the statement, right? But I've kind of been thinking about the Bluesy, and there are days that I don't really want to have it on. And there are days with the Bluesy where I find it more of a business tool, really. I find it more of a business tool when I have certain business meetings, from certain spheres and certain types of different work that I do, certain meetings. I just think that the Bluesy makes me maybe a little bit more serious to, sadly, those who buy into that stuff. It just does, Sometimes you just have to go with the package people expect of you. I could go there wearing a Casio, but whatever I do sometimes, if you see me wearing a Casio, it's like, who is this guy? Similar to how, I'd feel a bit strange. So it's a fantastic business tool. I think for sunny environments, the Bluesy is just right. It's heavier, but it's a nice way. Nice, feels well planted on the wrist. Full gold. Would the Bluesy make me want to have full gold? No, still no. I stand by what I said before. The article, by the way, that I mentioned just the other day, or in my video, and I shared it with a few people, is gold watches. Divisive. How divisive are gold watches? I think it's on Time and Watches or something like that. It's a great article, and it really does talk about how a gold watch can work for you or against you if you don't have the character for a gold watch. You might have the money, but if you don't have the character, the experience, everything else, that gold watch is going to work against you. I was in a mall the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this guy, like this proper Gen Z looking character, like no testosterone, and he had all these tattoos here. I'm not judgmental, but he had a Cartier, my wife said love bracelet, Cartier bracelet, whatever one of those bracelets, like, a guy wearing a love bracelet. And he was wearing, I think, a rose gold president with the green dial, or is it the yellow gold with the green dial, whatever, that's what he was wearing. And it just, to me, it was like, I can't have a serious conversation with you about anything. Like, I just saw him for what he was, and I just think it worked against him, that watch, and the whole Cartier bracelet, gold, and everything else. I just thought, you're a kid. So I think if you're a bit wet behind the ears, just the gold just doesn't make sense. I think you need to have the character for it to back up what you're driving, what you're wearing, all this sort of stuff. Because too many people out here, especially in Dubai, you get people who move out here in the first 2 years, they make a little bit of money, they rent the lifestyle, they go get a Porsche 911 on finance, finance themselves up to the gills on everything, and then, sadly, some of them just leave a few years later with nothing in their pockets. It's just so easy to fall into that, but you have to just be able to back up a Bluesy or a gold watch or whatever, or any Rolex for that matter. I think you have to be able to back it up. Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent now. Forgive me. So, how has the Bluesy slotted in? I don't wear it all the time, but a few people have asked me on my Instagram page, like, Mike, how are you getting on with the Bluesy? How's it going? There are days where I wake up in the morning and I just feel like in a bit of a shit mood, and I think, you know what? I'm going to put the Bluesy on. I feel like today the Bluesy is going to put me in the fast lane, because I'm waking up and I'm feeling like I'm in a hard shoulder, big time. I wake up in the morning, oh my God, I'm in the hard shoulder today. It's going to be difficult to even get into the slow lane. So I think, well, let's just chuck the Bluesy on. Let's just, the Bluesy, it's not about the worth of it. It's not the most valuable watch. Like, for example, the SD4K is worth more than a Bluesy, but it's just blue face, gold, let's do this. We mean business. And those are days where I really enjoy the Bluesy. I think it's really cool. Going out, with the family and everyone else. I need to wind it. Actually, it just ran out of juice, I think, a couple of hours before I did this video, or an hour before I did this video. I need to wind the Bluesy. Anyway, so that's kind of, how it kind of slots in. It's just, how does that blue dial not slot into anyone's life? It's incredible. It's incredible. I think it's got the right balance in terms of gold. And where it's just you don't look like an idiot. They're very popular watches. Some people have messaged me saying, I'm thinking about getting a Bluesy. I'm deciding whether I'm ready for one or not. And I love these types of questions. And this goes back to my previous video. I could have bought a Bluesy 7 years ago. I could have bought a Bluesy when I bought my Hulk. I could have. But back then, I was not ready mentally for a Bluesy. I just wasn't. For me, it was just like, a bit of gold on my wrist, that would look really nice. I would have looked like that guy in the mall who I saw 2 weeks ago with Cartier love bracelets and an olive green dial president with neck tattoos and Balenciaga bag, the one that goes across here? Like guys wearing those Balenciaga bags that go across here, or Louis Vuitton bags that go across here. Like, they're basically bum bags built on your chest. Like those characters. No, guys. I'm just like in my denim shirt or in a t-shirt. I'll go sometimes as bad as wear a hoodie. Like, I've been wearing a hoodie last few days because Dubai has been cold. I refuse to wear a jacket, but I've been wearing hoodies. And that's about it. But I'm just not doing all that other stuff. Bum bags in your chest, Probably got, pointy shoes as well, like leather pointy shoes. I don't know. I can't trust them. So, the Bluesy, whilst we're on the topic of the Bluesy, so this is a rambly video, but I'm going to post this anyway just because I'm in the mood for it, and I think some people will appreciate it, like the honesty of it. When you buy the Bluesy right now, today, you've got two options. You go for the discontinued 11 Series one with the yellow dial writing, or you go for the new one with the white dial writing, larger, etc. I think the best pick is, not because I have it, is just the yellow writing on the dial. The white writing on the dial, for me, I wouldn't be so fussed if it wasn't 41mm, which the new one is, but it's just, I think this is a perfect size. I think this is just a perfect size watch. A lot of people go for the 41 subs because I guess they're still inexperienced in a whole watch game, maybe. That's a bad statement. What I'm saying is, I think a lot of people here in the Middle East will go for the 41 just because they think it's the new version that's better, but I don't think it is. I think it really depends on you. I think, for a 7 or 7.25 inch wrist, this one is perfect. If you can get this for a better deal, go for it. The yellow writing, I think, on a dial it just ties everything in. It just ties everything. I think it's a better watch. The new subs, for example, for me, the size thing is I tried one on the other day, and I just was reminded, like, hold on a minute, is this a Submariner? Like, why does this feel like a Sea Dweller? Is this a Submariner? It's just crazy. But you can't really go wrong. If you're going Bluesy, in my opinion, you still have to go with a blue face though, guys. So anyway, drop your feedback in the comment section and be curious to hear what you say.